All right, so our second basic differentiation rule is known as the power rule, and this says that if we have the derivative of x to a power n, we can write that as n x to the n minus 1. And please do not lose sight of the beauty of this particular rule. If we did not have this rule, for example, if I had f of x is equal to like x plus 2 to the 35th power, I would have to FOIL that out. I would also have to figure out what x plus h plus 2 to the 35th power is and plug it into that limit definition. So the power rule really saves us so that we don't have to FOIL everything out and cancel out terms in order to evaluate the limit. Now, let's talk a little bit about what is required for the power rule. The first thing is you will notice that this x is in the numerator, and that is an absolute must for us. So what we need is we need our variable to be raised to a number, and it doesn't matter if that number is positive, negative, fraction, it's fine, as long as it's a variable raised to a number, specifically in the numerator. So this variable to a number does need to be in the numerator before we can apply the power rule. All right, so the variable is in the numerator raised to a power. Then the power rule really is two steps. The first step is you'll notice that this n exponent has come down in front of the x. So that is our first step, is that we bring down the exponent. So sometimes it's helpful to kind of draw a little arrow saying that you're bringing down the exponent, and that takes care of this n. Now, the second part of the definition that you see is that you have an n minus 1. So that is telling us to subtract 1 from the exponent. So we bring down the exponent first, and then we subtract 1 from the exponent. Okay, so those are the two steps for the power rule, is that we have a variable to a number, then we bring down the exponent and subtract 1 from the exponent. So let's just look at two quick examples here where we have y is equal to x to the 35th power. So in that case, we can use the power rule because we have x to a number in the numerator. So it is in the perfect position to use the power rule. So we say y prime, this is us taking the derivative. We bring down the 35, x, and then we subtract 1 from the exponent. So 35 minus 1 gives us 34. And that is our derivative. All right, let's look at one quick next one. So let's say we have y is equal to x to the 5/2 power. In that case, what we're going to do is we are going to bring down the exponent. So, and again, we can do this because we have x to a number in the numerator. So the power rule is appropriate. So we bring down the exponent and we have 5/2 x, and then we take 5/2 minus 1. And you absolutely have to be able to do this without a calculator. So we need to make this 1 into a common denominator. So we have a denominator of 2. So the 1 will become 2 over 2. So we have 5 minus 2, so that gives us 3/2. So our new exponent is 3/2. Okay, so that is our power rule. We first notice that we have a number variable to a number in the numerator. Then we bring down the exponent and subtract 1 from the exponent.